just one game wrapped up nice and early. Is that really too much to ask from Liverpool this season? Apparently so, because they have done it yet again. An incredibly dramatic win with an injury time winner here against Atletico at Anfield. Of course, the game ending 3-2, and just more drama in this crazy Liverpool season that just seems to provide it week after week and game after game. And look, you can talk about this game now, can't you? You can talk about whether luck was involved, and I'm pretty sure that rival fans will look at the results Liverpool have been getting and the fact that they've done this again and want to talk about luck again. But the reality is that this would have been a travesty if Liverpool had not won this game tonight, because for me, they were completely dominant in it and 100% the side that deserved to win the game. And so that it took until injury time again that they threw away a 2-goal lead and had to come back. I think it was just taking a circuitous route really to get in, as I say, everything that they merited from this game, because for me, this was the best performance of Liverpool's season so far across the 90 minutes. And I think that's something that's borne out, not just by the fact that they won the game, but also the statistics when you look at them. I mean, 20 shots to Atletico's 10, 2.6 expected goals to 0.6. I mean, that's a battering, really. Big chances, 7-1 in Liverpool's favour. And you think about the goals that Atletico score. Of course, obviously 2 deflections on them. Marcos Llorente, he absolutely loves coming to Anfield, but he was pretty lucky to get 2 goals today. Those huge deflections, and it just would not have gone in otherwise. And I just think it was a fantastic performance, because, you know, you look at Atletico, they're not in the best form. They haven't started this season particularly well, but, you know, they are a very, very good side. And coming here, you know that they know what their job is, which is to basically try and ruin the game, make it really difficult for Liverpool. And I thought, you know, they're more than capable of doing that. And yet, Liverpool just kind of cut through them like a hot knife through butter for so much of the game, all while giving up very few chances. And I know there'll be disappointment, there'll be discourse around the fact that they concede 2 and they throw the goals away and give a couple of goals to Atletico, but they don't really. Like I say, Liverpool were pretty much in control, but a couple of lucky deflections really just kind of changed the state of the game completely and did not reflect what we were seeing really in terms of level of performance. Because, as I say, I thought Liverpool were just streets ahead really. And you know, the thing is with Liverpool as well, they're not just a great team as well, though, because of course you can be dominant in games, you can absolutely batter your opponents and not get the rewards for them. And, you know, this could have been a game where we come away and say, oh, they weren't able to pull out the late winner this time. Maybe that tells us something. Maybe we should read something into it. But I don't think it should. I think what it says really is, regardless of the result, I still would have been on here praising a fantastic performance. And, you know, I still think they played brilliantly well, even if they hadn't been able to get that late winner. But of course, it's not just, the thing about this team is it's not just that they have got that quality that shows itself in a performance level that we saw tonight. They've also got absolutely incredible spirit, which they keep calling on time and time again so far this season. And I've not really wanted to say this up to this point, but you just wonder, don't you, about the effect of the Diogo Jota situation. You almost start to get a bit spiritual about these things and wonder whether he's looking down after it happens again, because Liverpool, yes, they've got quality, they've got great fitness, they keep playing till the end of the games, and you know, and when you have those ingredients, you will get late winners. But the frequency with which it's happened to Liverpool so far this season is just pretty magical, really. And it was an incredible moment when that goal went in. Anfield absolutely erupted, pure joy around me. But as I say, I just think it was kind of a situation whereby Liverpool, you know, maybe it wouldn't be the case in some of the games so far this season, but 100% this was Liverpool getting what they deserved from the game, even if it came very, very late. And of course, the upside of that is now that they've made a great start in the Champions League, it takes the pressure off the games that are yet to come, because of course it's Galatasaray away, Eintracht Frankfurt away after that, and you want to win your home games in this competition, even the tricky ones like this. And it would have been disappointing not to have won a game that they dominated in so many phases as they did tonight. And I also think this game, you know, we're talking about the spirit and the quality that they've got. I also think this is a really good example of the squad depth that they've got. Liverpool make 5 substitutions today, and I think every one of them, at the very least, keeps the level as it was with the players that were on the pitch prior to that. You look at the team that finishes the game, how strong it is. I think it just tells you really how good this squad is, and you know, it's going to get even better the strength in depth is there, and that's everything you need really to go far in this competition and multiple competitions as well. So I just think there's an absolutely incredible amount really to enjoy about this performance tonight, how Liverpool went about it, what it says about where this club is, where this team is up to, and what their prospects are for this season. I think it's an incredibly exciting time. Now I want to talk about a few of the players as I usually do, and there's a few I'm going to have to miss out here, which it just seems cruel on them with the level of the performance. I think, I want to talk about Virgil van Dijk, who got the man of the match and was phenomenal again. I also want to talk about Dominic Szoboszlai, who thought has another fantastic performance and assists the winner. I also really enjoyed Ryan Gravenberch's performance. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. But there are other people I want to talk about who are also good, because I just think it was great performances across the board, really. And the first of those I want to talk about, maybe not the best performance you'll ever see from him in a Liverpool shirt, but I thought what an exciting introduction to life at Anfield for Alexander Isak today. I really, really enjoyed his performance. I mean, look, if that's a half-fit Alexander Isak, then we are in for a treat seeing him week in, week out once he is fully fit, because, across that kind of time he's on the pitch, he gets 2 shots, 1 of those on target, creates 1 a chance, 3 out of 6 ground duels won. But, those statistics aren't incredibly impressive. But I think what was most impressive about it was the fact that, firstly, he looked really fit and sharp for someone who's supposed to be not fit, but also just his combination with other players, the pace he showed when he's getting in behind, the little flick he plays to Florian Wirtz first time when the ball's fired into him, and the way that Wirtz tees him up as well, fires one into him for 1 of his shots, where it's very much like the Community Shield one that Ekitike scores from. They just seem to have an instant rapport on the pitch, which I think is really encouraging, because you see that with very, very good players. They have that telepathy almost between them, and this was a case of 2 very, very good players who seem to link up really, really nicely very, very early into both the Liverpool careers. So I think that understanding is going to get even better, and I think that's extremely exciting for everyone involved in Liverpool. And I think one thing I want to mention as well about his performance that I liked is that one of the things Slot spoke about in his press conference yesterday was the next step for Alexander Isak after getting fit, which is of course his first job at Liverpool, is to become a pressing monster like Ousmane Dembele turned into for PSG last season, like all the top sides have. And I think it's telling that his first touch for Liverpool as a Liverpool player was closing down the goalkeeper, closing down a goal kick to knock it out of play. That is exactly what the manager wants from him, and he's shown there immediately that he is willing to provide it. So that is very exciting, because if he adds that to his game, on top of everything else and the quality that we saw today, then he's going to be an absolutely remarkable player for Liverpool, isn't he? And I'm very excited about the fact that he's probably going to be on the bench for the derby now. Hopefully no reaction to the work that he's put in today, and then should be on the bench for the derby. And who knows, maybe he'll be the one who gets his turn to score the late winner, because we all know that Liverpool probably will in that game. Now, I've spoken about Isak, and I also mentioned Wirtz in that, and I want to talk a little bit about him today. No goal, no assist, but for me that was his best performance in a Liverpool shirt so far, I have to say. You saw him kind of, I did a video earlier in the week where I was talking about the fact that his expected assists are up there, his chance creation is up there, but he hasn't got the assist to show for it. And the fact that Gakpo's already got 2 in the Premier League, for example, just shows you assists are quite fickle, really. You're relying on somebody else finishing the chance that you create. But I think the work he's doing and what he did today really just shows you that if he keeps going at this rate, the assists are going to flow, because you saw it. He creates 5 chances in this match, which is the most of anybody else who's on the pitch. Some brilliant turns, some brilliant flicks. But as I say about the assists, the fact he doesn't get one, Salah hits the post just there behind me at the Kop end when, 9 times out of 10 he hits the net with that. One of the Isak shot that he gets on target is that Community Shield one I spoke about, very similar to Ekitike, which is a decent save from the goalkeeper. But Isak, when he's in rhythm, he probably puts that into the far corner. And again, you're coming away tonight saying that Wirtz has got 2 assists and being absolutely fantastic. And he was also unlucky not to score as well, actually. He gets a chance late in the second half where the ball just won't drop to him nicely. But if Ekitike doesn't go up for the header before him, it probably just drops him to just pass it into the back of the net from Salah's cross. So unfortunate not to score, very unfortunate not to get an assist as well. And I just think, I did in a video earlier this week, I urge you to go and watch it, saying that his underlying numbers suggest he is going to do very well for Liverpool, even though it's not quite happened. And as I say, I think today showed that even further. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. best performance in a Liverpool shirt so far. I'm very excited about the fact that there's even more to come from him. And one more player I want to round up by mentioning as well is Mohamed Salah, of course. A goal and an assist. He hit the post, he takes 6 shots, creates 3 chances, and I mean, you've already seen at the start of this season people kind of writing him off, suggesting that, oh, maybe we've seen the best of him. Come on. This guy is absolutely world class. I said at the start of the season, I don't think he's going to have a 55 goal and assist or goal contribution season again. Last season was freakish in terms of the output that he had. But he's going to be up there as Liverpool's top scorer. He's going to be up there as the top assister as well, because this guy is absolutely world class. And this attack is working itself out. It's just kind of trying to find rhythm. There's been so many changes throughout the squad, and it's going to take a while to click. So you may be not getting Salah into the positions you usually want to, or you may be not seeing him as good as he usually would be. But I think he showed again today. Anybody who writes him off or doubts him is daft, really, because he is a world-class footballer. And again, you can't do much more than a goal and assist, hitting the post. Very unlucky to do that, where maybe he'll be fuming with himself for not putting it away. But yeah, a world-class player. And I don't really speak about him enough on these videos, because at the end of the day, he's so good every week that you almost don't need to. But I had to say that today, because I think that's his best performance of the season so far. And there's, again, just like there's more to come from Wirtz, more to come from Isak, more even from Ekitike, Gakpo, everybody, Salah's amongst them as well. And he's already putting up incredibly good numbers to start this season. And I think, like everyone around him, once that rhythm starts to build up, he'll get even better. The team's going to get even better. And that is an incredibly exciting prospect, isn't it? That this team is doing what it's doing. It's pulling out those late winners, but it's performing really well. The underlying numbers say that this is a very good team again, and so they're going to get better. Someone is going to be on the end of an absolute hiding soon, and I'm pretty sure most Liverpool fans hope that will be at the weekend against Everton, but we will have to see. So I'm going to wrap it up there. I've been battling against the mowers as usual in this video. We're absolutely back to do that battle again this season. Really pleased about that, of course, but absolutely delighted to be at Anfield for another memorable occasion. And there are, of course, more to come. So join me. Make sure you subscribe if you don't want to miss the build-up to the derby. I will be back here on Saturday as well for that game, and I'm very much looking forward to it. And in the meantime, if you can you can subscribe. I really, really appreciate that. And I'll see you guys very, very soon.